This is a new discovery, and people should warn others concerning this. Mammography is outdated and harmful at best, surgeons admit. Neam Harris of Newswire reports, scientific data concludes that mammograms are not, as claimed by the CDC, the most effective way to detect breast cancer. Surgeons are even starting to question the controversial practice, which studies show is not even an effective screening tool and is actually harmful to the bodies of women who receive it. Of course, because they're being bombarded by x-rays. Having a mammogram is actually the last thing you want to do if you have breast cancer. I believe that if you did have a tumor, the last thing you'd want to do is crush that tumor between two plates, because that would spread it, end quote. Dr. Sarah Mybill, general practitioner, says. If anyone has ever had this, well, most women haven't, and they know how excruciatingly terrible it is to squeeze your breast between two metal plates as much as possible. That's a torture. Natural News reports, the public is told that mammograms are the only way to catch breast cancer early, but a review of 8 scientific trials evaluating the procedure found that mammography is neither effective nor safe. After looking at data on more than 600,000 women between the ages of 37 and 74 who underwent the procedure on a routine basis, researchers found that many women are misdiagnosed. Many of these same women are consequently mistreated with chemotherapy, resulting in their rapid demise. Diagnosed, misdiagnosed, they don't have cancer, they go through chemotherapy anyway, and they end up losing their health. Can you imagine? As published by the Cochrane Database of Systematic Reviews, the review concluded that mammography causes more harm than good, because many more women end up being misdiagnosed and mistreated than those actually avoiding and developing the development of terminal breast cancer. Thus, the procedure known as mammography is an outdated scourge that begins in the history books of failed medical treatments, and not at the forefront of women's medicine. Quote, if we assume that screening reduces breast cancer mortality by 15%, and that overdiagnosis and overtreatment is at 30%, it means that for every 2,000 women invited for screening throughout 10 years, 1 will avoid dying of breast cancer, and 10 healthy women who would not have been diagnosed if they had not been screening would be treated unnecessarily, the authors concluded. A group of 10 medical experts admits mammography does more harm than good. 1 year after this review was published, a second one published in the New England Journal of Medicine came to a similar conclusion. A team of medical professionals that included a medical ethicist, a clinical epidemiologist, a pharmacologist, an oncologic surgeon, a nurse scientist, a lawyer, and a health economist decided that the medical industry's claims about the benefits of mammography are essentially bunk. They found that for every 1,000 women screened in the U.S. over a 10-year annual screening period beginning at the age 50, 1 breast cancer death would be prevented, while a shocking 490 to 670 women would have false positives. This is out of 1,000 women we're talking about. That's shocking. While 70 to 100 would undergo an unnecessary biopsy. Between 3 and 14 of these women, the study found, would also be overdiagnosed for a non-malignant form of cancer that never even would have become clinically apparent. This study out of Switzerland corroborates another one out of Canada, the 2014 Canadian National Breast Screening Study, which concluded, in lockstep with the others, that mammography screening does not reduce mortality rates from breast cancer any better than a simple physical examination. In other words, the procedure is completely unnecessary and in many cases exceptionally harmful. And on the list goes, with data out of Norway and elsewhere confirming that mammography is not all that it's cracked up to be. U.S. data spanning the course of nearly 40 years shows that more women are over or misdiagnosed with breast cancer because of mammograms than are successfully early diagnosed with breast cancer in such a way as to protect against metastasization, that is, spreading of it. This represents an exceptionally poor track record that calls into question why mammography continues to be used when it clearly does not work. This by Neam Harris on your Newswire.